Springs. I started teaching night classes out here, and so it feels like home to be here tonight, and I'm so glad to be with you all. Thank you to the college for all the work that you do here in our community. Thank you in particular to the Student Government Association, and thank you to Farm Bureau for hosting this event tonight so that we can be here tonight to talk about the issues. I want to tell you just a little bit about who I am and what I believe and why I'm running for United States Congress. So my name is Hayden Shamel. I'm originally from Texarkana. That's where I got my bachelor's and my master's degrees. And I have spent my career teaching in higher education and in secondary education all across South and Central Arkansas. I won't relate my bio to you here tonight. You can look at it on our website or you can go to our Facebook page, but I want to dive right into the issues and why I decided to run for Congress at this very time, right now in our history. You know, I often get, as I travel to events from county to county, the question, why United States Congress? You know, that's a huge jump from teaching at high schools and community colleges. And that's true. And I always answer that question exactly the same way. You know, Martin Luther King Jr. once said that the true test of a person's character lies not where they stand in times of comfort and convenience, but where they stand in times of great challenge and controversy. And I believe that we are living right now in those times. I have never seen in my lifetime a nation that is so politically divided. Friends are turning against friends, neighbors are turning against neighbors, within own families people are turning against one another, and it is not the nation that I was raised to believe in. The nation that I was raised to believe in is hopeful, it's kind, it's compassionate, and it's inclusive. The nation that I was raised to believe in exists in the spirit of generosity that I see every day in my friends, in my neighbors, and in the eyes of each and every one of you who are here tonight. I want to talk to you about why I chose to run for Congress and what issues really incentivized my run and why I'm here talking to you tonight. And one of the first issues and the most important to me is health care. You know, my husband and I, TC and I, have a beautiful 4-year-old little girl, Ella. And for those of you in this room who are parents or grandparents, you know just like I do, when you have to take that child to the doctor and they prescribe just even common prescription medications, and you have to go to the pharmacy to pick that up, out of pocket, even with good insurance, it can often cost hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. And I have to think about the person who's living right here in Garland County who doesn't have good insurance, who maybe has to make a decision between that prescription medication that either they or their kid can't do without and putting food on the table at night. And the sad truth is that that's the reality right here in Hot Springs. And guys, this is 2018. We live in one of the richest nations in the history of the world. Our people shouldn't have to make that choice. But it's not going to stop until we start electing representatives that aren't in the back pocket of the pharmaceutical companies and aren't sold out to corporate interests. About, as you can imagine, because I'm an educator, is education. I believe fundamentally that every child in the state of Arkansas, regardless of where they're from, whether if they're from a rural district like where I first started my career in South, right near Texarkana, or if they're from somewhere right here in Hot Springs, every single child deserves access to a superior education, and we've got to give it to them. And the way that we do that is by investing in our public schools, investing in our educators, because I'm going to tell you guys, there is a war that is going on education in this country right now. There is a war that is going on in knowledge, and we have got to win that war. And the way that we do that is we invest in our public schools. We make certain that areas just like Garland County, right here in Hot Springs, that we have access to the broadband we need. Let me tell you this, you know, part of my job is to be on the phone as I travel from county to county, and I get 10 miles out of camp. And I can't even get simple self-service. I'm going to go back to this. This is 2018. We are living in one of the richest nations in the history of the world, and we have got to make that our priority. The last area that I feel passionately about is the economy. should not have to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. There shouldn't even be a category called working poor, but there is. And that means injecting vocational training back into our high schools, making certain that our kids have a choice, that we don't put them in a box. And I'm going to wrap it up by saying this. I'm going to close right now. My daddy, he's a cattle rancher. My brother is an ordained Baptist minister. My papa was a veteran, and he taught me to respect our flag and respect our military. My nanny taught me to pray to God every single night. I was raised on a farm, and I am proud of it. I know how to bait a hook just as well as I know how to shoot a gun. And I'm going to tell you, I am proud to be here tonight. And I am going to fight for Arkansas values, those values of faith, family, and a better future for all of our children. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
This is a beautiful facility. I've told so many people I had no idea this place existed, but it is definitely one of the most beautiful facilities I've seen. And I want to thank National Park College for allowing us to use this facility. Thank the Student Government Association for putting it on, Farm Bureau. It's very important that we have things like this so that we can talk about the issues, so that we can talk about what's important. We can talk about the real things that are going on in Washington that we feel right here at home and not in a good way. There's a battle being waged in American politics right now. It's not a physical battle, obviously, with weapons of war or anything like that. But it's a battle of ideas. And guys, ideas are powerful. They shape who we are, they shape what we become. So this battle of ideas is so very important. The media would have us to believe that this battle is between Republicans and Democrats, liberals and conservatives, socialists and capitalists, but that's not where the battle lines are at. The battle lines, the real battle lines that we have to enforce, are between those who are authoritarian in their approach to government, who believe in using the force of government to impose mandates, to impose beliefs, or to impose any other way of life on somebody. I wish to move our country back to a system of freedom, self-reliance, self-responsibility, and freedom. It's precisely these reasons as to why America and Arkansas needs libertarianism injected into its government and into its discussion. I too, like Ms. Shamel, I'm running because I have 3 children, 2 daughters and a son, aged 7, 6, and 3. And when I look into their eyes, we'll be sitting at home watching the nightly news, and you see what's going on. You see the things that we're allowing to happen. How can I look them in the eye 11 years from now when my oldest daughter is 18? How can I look her in the eye and say, I didn't do anything to help you, sorry? What kind of father would that make me if I didn't try to secure a better future for my children and for their generation? Now, when I say secure a better future, I don't mean promise more government programs. I don't mean promise more spending. I mean fixing the problems that we have in Washington. We have a spending problem in Washington. A major spending problem in Washington. Nobody wants to address it. And the attempts to address it are just for show. They are just for show. Do you guys believe that? Because I do. There is no real effort to curb spending, to bring down the deficit, and to pay off our $21 trillion of debt. I will not leave my children and their generation with $21+ trillion of debt. I wouldn't do it in my personal finances to them, and I sure as heck won't do it when it's something this important. Because when we have debt this large, it destroys their way of life. It devalues our currency, and I'm trying not to get too technical here, but economics is fascinates me, so I'm sorry, but it debases the currency, it causes inflation, lowers their standard of living. Is that what we want for our kids? Is that what we want for our grandkids? I don't. For too long, we've allowed our country to be overtaxed, overregulated, and overrun with bureaucrats. And I think our founders would be ashamed of us for putting up with it. For over 100 years, we've allowed the Democrats and the Republicans to wreak havoc on our money, our economy, our lives, our Constitution. For example, under these two parties, we have $21+ trillion in debt with more on the way. The deficit is expected to hit over $1 trillion within the next few years. That's unsustainable. We have around 700 military bases in over 120 countries around the world. Why? We have a foreign policy where 3 presidents now have had a blank check to conduct war in the name of fighting terrorism. We have a monetary policy that leads to debased currency and lower living standards for all Americans, especially those in the 4th District in such a rural area where we're struggling anyway. We have a Federal Reserve System that manipulates the economy, causing massive boom-bust cycles, much like the housing crash we saw in 2008. We have a government that has absolutely no respect for our individual rights, especially our 4th Amendment rights. We have a government that has been caught numerous times illegally spying on its own citizens. We have to stand up to this. I don't come from money. I work a blue-collar job 40+ hours a week to put food on the table for my family. I understand the struggle. And I understand, I can look at this policy and I can see how it is affecting the people of the 4th District. And I could go on and on about the problems in Washington. But I think everyone in this room understands that there are problems. This is the message that I'm taking to the 4th District. How much longer will we continue to trust the 2 major parties? They're not that different at all. Many people tell me my campaign's a lost cause and I'm wasting my time because the 2 parties are just too powerful. But let me be clear, anything that is done to advance the cause of liberty is
Mr. Cameron, I see a red light.
Thank you.
Raise a family, to pay my taxes, to get up and go to work, and to worry about the everyday cares of life. I didn't choose politics, it kind of chose me. It came to me, I volunteered to run for a school board, served there, ended up in the state legislature where I was the first Republican majority leader since Reconstruction in the state. And then because Tom Cotton decided to run for the United States Senate, I ended up running for the 4th Congressional District Office, was blessed to be elected. I'm in my 2nd term, and I hope to be there for at least 1 or 2 or 3 or however many more terms you will allow me to be there. The trust that you've given me to go to Washington, D.C. and to be your voice is something that I take very near and dear. And as I travel across this district and as I meet people from all walks of life, there's a lot of similarities because this is a rural district, all 33 counties in it. But I can tell you that we have things in this district that are foundational to what made this country great. And if I can continue to take those values to DC and push those values and represent you there, then we are going to see a better tomorrow for our children, for our grandchildren. It's great that we can be here tonight, a large room like this, with different ideas, different views. We live in a great country where we have tremendous freedoms, and I commend all the opponents that I have this year. Thank you for getting into the race. Thank you for making this system work. And thank you to all of you who took time out of your day to come here tonight. This will be a race about the issues, and I'm confident about where I stand on the issues, where I voted on the issues, and I'm confident that I'm representing you to the best of my ability in Washington, D.C. When we look at some of the major issues that are out there today, we have got a lot of them to look at. The first one I want to talk about is border security. We have got to secure our border. I've been to the border. spaces in the border. We have got to put some kind of physical barrier there, but more than that, we have to have access along the border, and there are federal laws that are prohibiting putting roads along the border. I'm the chairman of the Oversight Committee on the Natural Resources Committee that has jurisdiction over our federal lands, and we're working hard to give our border patrol agents the tools they need to secure the border. We've got to address the health care issue in this country. We made a valiant effort at that in the House. We passed the bill. It fell a little short in the Senate, but the problem hasn't gone away. I've got a bill that's being drafted that's going to take 60 votes in the Senate, so it's going to require bipartisanship, but it's going to cover more people, and it's going to cost less money. We've got to move legislation like that forward. The big thing that I want to work on is our debt, and it's already been talked about tonight. $21 trillion in debt. It's not a revenue problem. I gladly supported the tax cut bill. It's doing great things for our economy. As I travel across the district, we've got record low unemployment rate. Employers tell me what they need is more employees, that they would expand their business, that they would add another shift if they could just find the people to work. We've got 24 million people in this country that are able-bodied, working-age adults that are standing on the sidelines. I'm glad the administration has allowed work requirements for able-bodied, working-age adults who are receiving Medicaid. We've got it in the Farm Bill for work requirements for SNAP benefits. We want to use these programs to move people from welfare to work, to provide the labor that's needed to continue growing our economy. I've heard criticisms about the tax cuts are going to increase the deficit. The tax revenue next year is going to be more than it was last year with the tax cuts. The growth in revenue is projected to be 4 to 5% year over year with the tax cuts. The problem is spending. We're seeing 6 and 7% year over year increases in spending, and that's what's driving the deficit. As a member of the Budget Committee, I'm proposing a resolution that we tag spending to the rate of growth of the economy. We can balance the budget in 8 years if we do that. There are a lot of issues out there. There are a lot of good things that are happening. A lot of things don't get reported on. We passed a bill that ends sex trafficking on the internet, and not many people have heard about that. It shut down a website called Backpage. I've sponsored or co-sponsored 17 bills that have been signed into law. I've co-sponsored or sponsored 81 that have been passed out of the House. There's a lot more than just getting bills passed. They're stopping bad things, and we do that all the time. I voted against the omnibus bill because it ballooned spending. It added over $1 trillion to the deficit, and I will continue to fight for that. When I first ran, I ran saying I wanted less hassle from the federal government and more freedom for you. That's been my theme the whole time. I will continue working on that. I appreciate the trust and the support that you've given me. And my time's out, so God bless you and have a good evening.
Hello. I first became a student at this school in 1978, and I graduated in the spring of 2010. Yes, it took me 32 years, but I finally graduated. Talk to you about today. I need you to send me to Congress for one term. That's all I'm asking for. This is not a career move. I am a woman on a mission. I believe with every fiber of my being that cannabis sativa, the true Indian hemp, is God-given right, and I want it back. I and many others we have been fighting for decades from the outside to try and change federal law to no avail. Perhaps by being an insider, I can help eliminate all of the laws around cannabis. And speaking of cannabis laws, the first ones passed in this country, 1619, Jamestown Colony, Virginia, forcing farmers to grow it. Similar laws were passed throughout the colonies until the 1730s. Yes, for over 100 years at the birth of this nation, you went to jail if you were not growing cannabis. From 1631 to the early 1800s, it could be used as legal tender, just like money. Any money you owe to the government could be paid with hemp. It was a government incentive to get more people growing. The census of 1850 counted 8,327 plantations with a minimum of 200 acres and tens of thousands of smaller farms. So what was it about hemp that made it valuable? Everything. It is the only plant on the face of the planet that fulfills God's promise to meet our needs. It will feed you, it will clothe you, it will give you shelter, it will give you fuel, and it will give you medicine. And our bodies have receptors in them that only the chemicals in this plant will bind. It's a God-given gift. I want it back. It's physically impossible for it to kill you, people. Come on. We can't even say that about aspirin. Everything that is currently made from fossil fuels can be made from this plant. So why did it go away? It was taxed out of existence. The Marijuana Act of 1937 imposed a $100 an ounce tax on marijuana because this plant, depending upon your seed source and your cultivation techniques, it can be grown for the marijuana principle, which is used for medical needs. It's the flowers, basically, of the plant. Or you can grow it for the hemp properties. That is one for maximum stalk and maximum seed. But because it's still cannabis sativa, it was taxed at $100 an ounce also. It was selling for $15 a ton. So $100 an ounce in taxes, yeah, that didn't last very long. But how were they able to get rid of it and it had been that valuable in our history? The Industrial Revolution came along. Hemp grows to 10 foot tall, and it is so fibrous, it's hard to break it up. Hemp was still being processed by hand. Your soybeans and your cotton, the machinery came in rather quickly, and away they went. They were nice little crops. It wasn't until 1937, when the tax law was passed that taxed it out of existence, that a harvester was finally introduced to the market. And that harvester introduction to the market caused Popular Mechanics to put out an article calling hemp the potential of $1 billion crop. But by the time that magazine hit the market in February 1938, it was too late. Hemp was already gone. I have a copy of the article on my table out there. You're welcome to stop by, read it, take a picture of it, photograph it, share it with others, let people know what's going on. Last year, Arkansas approved the reintroduction of industrial hemp through a pilot program. And currently, they are trying so hard to get some seeds in the ground. It's hard to find seeds. Hemp farmers should not have to jump through this many hoops to grow the same plant that our ancestors had to grow. There's also current legislation on a federal level, the Hemp Farming Act of 2018. It would at least move the plant when it's being grown for its hemp properties out of the Controlled Substances Act. It's not perfect, but it is a start. I believe cannabis should be completely removed from the Controlled Substances Act. There should be no laws at all against this plant. And this is one of the reasons why. This is a copy of an article from the Journal of the National Cancer Institute, dated September 1975, showing positive results in the treatment of Lewis lung carcinoma and fringe leukemia. But did they tell us, hey, we found a cure for cancer? No, the DEA was sent in, the data was confiscated, the research shut down, and the doctors threatened. It is still in Schedule 1, saying it has no medical value. Yet, here, look here, the U.S. Health and Human Services filed a petition and got a patent in February of 2001 on the cannabinoids in this plant, so they can make them synthetically and sell them back to us. It's just wrong, it's just wrong. We have been scammed for the last 80 years. I believe it is a God-given right for us to grow our medicine for free in the backyard. You really want to cut down on health care costs? You give us back our cannabis. And speaking of men, if you want Washington humming again like a fine old machine, get those old men out of there. When they need it, everybody is fed water and bringing it all in on budget. And I'll bet you dollars to donuts, it's the woman. I am a write-in candidate. That is why I get my name everywhere. Name recognition will not do it. I need name remembrance. I have stickers that I'm asking people to stick on their calendars on election day. So when you flip up that calendar in November, there my name will be. And you'll be like, oh yes, I remember her. Because it's a long time till November, but then I might actually look good.
Miss Martin, you have a red light.
Hey, I'm Billy Joe with BJ's Wholesale out here on 3253 Albert Pike. Come on out and see me. I got this little 03 Jeep Grand Cherokee, 140 on the miles, perfect ride and drive, good car. Beat anybody's price, come see me. Hey, y'all look at this, 2005 Harley Davidson. Look at all the bling bling on it. Runs and drives perfect, $5,000. And you can ride it all summer long. 2009 250 Rebel with 2,000 miles on it. Ride it anywhere. Good rig, $2,000, you ride all summer. It's a 2005 Yukon XL, leather, heated seats, nav, loaded up, the right kind of rig, two-wheel drive. It has no wrongs. Come look, come see me, BJ's Wholesale for the best deal in town. Hey people, stop by BJ's Wholesale and check out this 05 Toyota Camry LE car. Clean as a pin, drive it anywhere. I'll take $3,500, best price in town. Hey y'all look at this, 2003 Mercedes-Benz C-Series, sitting on 4 brand new tires, clean as a pin, got a roof, got everything. $3,000, drive it home. Best price in town.